This is NABShow Live.
This is Curtis Chan, Senior Editor for Broadcast Beat. I'm here with Louis Kirkaldie, right, Head of Product Management for Cinegy. Okay, so good afternoon.
Hi Curtis, great to see you.
Great, thank you very much. So at the show, I know that Cinegy's been around for at least a decade and a half that I can remember, right? And of course, every year we always have a great surprise from you. So if you can expand a little bit on, again, who you are and what you're showing at the show. Let's start from there.
Yeah, no worries. Well, Cinegy is a software company. We've been working now for, as you say, 15 years building software originally for MAM and ingest, but increasingly now people really come for our Playout, our MultiViewer solutions. So we really can serve the market from ingest to Playout and everything in between. We build software only and we work with our resellers. So we have a bit of a unique proposition where we're not trying to sell like big piles of tin that people want. We always just want to sell the software, let people download it, try it, and get a real play with that. And that's our position. You know, we want to have real software that works, that anyone can just install.
Very, very good. So perhaps we can go a little bit more detail in terms of what you're showing at the show, right? That's actually part of your roadmap as we move along. So let's start from there. What are you showing?
Yeah, so we've got Cinegy Capture here. So Cinegy Capture is our ingest tool. So that's what you use to grab live streams in. So as you're recording things off air, from cameras, from studio, downlinks from other satellite feeds, then that's what you'd use to get that recorded in. And it's a great product in terms of reliability, 24-hour record, scheduling, but it can also do proxy workflows. So you could be recording in ABC Ultra 800, 4K 60, but you can then also be making a nice little MP4 view so people can see what's going on. And we can be rolling that right into our MAM, so people can be editing in real time as that goes along, working on proxies, working on high res, and you can even also pull those growing files straight into Playout. So you can start playing that stuff out moments after it starts recording from that resilient ingest tool and get that coming out. So Capture is where it all begins in the linear space. Right. We've also got Cinegy Convert. That's our transcode grid. So there you can dump files in, it's going to crush them through, unify them into, say, a standard house format, it can transcode stuff back out. So that's what we do for the non-real world, so real-time world. So we can push things into Avids and Premieres, and for that's where we've got files, we want more files. So we've got the two ways in kind of service with these products. Then, of course, we've got Cinegy Archive, and the thing that started it all 15 years ago, Cinegy Desktop. So that's our MAM environment, where we have a multiplayer, multi-user environment that's really specialized for people that need to be able to collaborate. So you can be editing and clipping up some stuff on one bin, and you see it in real time appearing on all the other machines in an organization. And we've got like 300 active users on one database at one customer site. So it's really multiplayer and multi-scalable, and they can all see what's happening all in real time. But it's designed not to overwhelm the users. So you can bring someone up to speed on how to do logging, clipping, searching, some basic timelining in a day, day and a half. So we only go so far before we would then let someone hand off to a craft edit platform like Premiere or Avid Media Composer. So we've kind of focused in on that space. It's great for journalists, it's great for quick turnaround studio stuff, reality things, or sports. So we've got this MAM, we've got this organizational capability, and then what happens about 9 years ago, one of our customers said, hey, you guys do ingest, and we're really fed up with our Playout provider. Could you make a Playout server? Because that's like ingest in blow, not suck. We're like, okay. So all of a sudden we became a linear channel Playout vendor. So Cinegy At was born about 10, 11 years ago now, and that's been a really popular product. So customers really love that software install Playout platform, and over the years that we've done, as so many people have with Playout, we've added integrated branding, integrated audio encoding, video encoding. We've got Nielsen watermark certification now with the new CBET features, loudness control. The Playout servers really are the mobile phones of the modern world. So yeah, people used to have Sony Walkmans and GPSs. Now it's like the Playout server just inherits all of those little features. There's no more independent blocks. It's all just been swallowed into that one thing. So we get to that Playout, and then finally we've got some tools for people that have gone IP to be able to manage those IP streams. So we've got Cinegy Root, which is our directory service for IP streams. So you can register your outputs, register your inputs, and you can use that to make groupings and associations to change what's coming in IP, what's going out. And then finally, as we can see on the wall there, a MultiViewer. So the MultiViewer does SDI, IP, and what's new with version 14 is 2022-6 support from SMPTE and NDI support. So no matter what way you've decided to go in the IP world, we've got you covered.
Very, very good. Thank you so very much. I know that there's a lot of industry trends in all different types of applications coming up, and of course, because you've been an incumbent in this space for quite some time, what do you see in your very specific space, market space, for all the different applications that you have in terms of industry trends and challenges that you'll be addressing in the very near future?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the big challenges that people have been talking about for some years, and we've been preparing for even longer, is the cloud. So we've been launched now on Amazon in their marketplace for 3 years. So you can click right now and pay $1.50 an hour to run a Cinegy 4K channel straight in their cloud. And that's really powerful. And $1.50 actually sounds really, really cheap, but actually if you run it 24/7, you really should just buy a server and plop it in. So I'm seeing the industry come to terms with how will they move to cloud. So it's not so great for 24/7 operation, but it's brilliant for events. So you've got to actually pay a bit of attention as someone that's managing the finances, looking at what you're doing. But these models are being able to do rental or buy, pick the one that matches your requirements. That looks like an extra complexity, but actually, if you can handle that, you can deliver much more. So we've got customers coming up for the World Cup, and of course then there's the next Olympics. It's always these events, and that's the kind of time when it's perfect to just say, yeah, I need 24K servers for 3 weeks, but I only want for 3 weeks. Please don't make me buy them and sweat them for 5 years. You know, I'll get 2 Olympics out of them maybe. So that's where this model is really interesting. And I'm seeing the industry and customers putting real effort in now understanding this and finding this out. You know, I must have done like 5 cloud proof of concepts like in the last year, and it's like, how many times do I have to prove this concept? But it's much more about the finances and the business model really that's exciting there. Then of course we've got the continued challenges of the different competing IP formats. We've got the established MPEG transport stream formats that in the US they've been using for years really quite effectively that go up and down on satellites, but then you've had things like the SMPTE 2022-6 and 2110 formats come along uncompressed and people saying, hey, that's a lot of data. And then you've got people like NDI who have come in, NewTek who've come in with NDI. It's a really great kind of middle ground of like low latency, iframe, works on a gigabit, and they give the SDK away free. So we don't want to have to pick sides, so we're going to support it all, and with the new products we do support 22.6, NDI, IP, transport streams, and that's great. But I think the industry has got a lot of like, oh, which way do I go ahead of them?
Right. So Louis, thank you very, very much for your time. And last point, so I noticed that you have several displays up, perhaps very quickly if you can tell us what's up behind us.
Yep. So over there we've got our latest Cinegy desktop interface. That's up and running, showing a bit of a timeline and some stuff in front of some video. So that's where we can look through that MAM, we can find clips in the tree on the left, and then we can pull it onto our timeline. Our timeline is designed to be just powerful enough. We don't want people getting lost in millions of effects. We've got cropping, blurring, keyframing, but the emphasis is always on trying to keep that understandable and manageable for users and not just letting them dig themselves a giant hole. Then in the middle we've got MultiViewer, one of my favorite products. It's just so great because it's quick to set up and then it just does what it says on the tin. So we're showing there feeds from our various air Playout channels running on this site here, and some IP streams off air, all blended into one, and we've now got NDI streams in there as well, which is great. Down here we're seeing a Cinegy At Playout, and that's showing some live branding right now. So we've squeezed back that live clip, we've got a ticker, we've got a clock, we've got some weather conditions, all up on there, playing back in using the live branding engine that we put into Cinegy Air. And then finally there's Cinegy Air's actual master control panel. So when you get a copy of Cinegy Air, you don't just get the Playout engine, we actually throw in a really powerful automation front end with it as well. So you can start clipping, dealing with secondary events, segmenting, adding in and outs, doing all sorts of fun stuff, making playlists and offline playlist editors, all with what you get immediately when you buy the package. So you could be up and running on a clean machine in 5 minutes with a copy of Cinegy Air. You've got your linear channel. It's that simple.
Great. Louis, thank you very much. And for all the attendees that are coming to NAB, if they want to visit Cinegy, Louis, what booth should they come to?
We're in South Lower. You called me out. See, 12116. There we go. See, ask me technical questions, not my booth number. Yeah, I'm very sorry.
There you go. Thank you very much, Louis. Bye-bye.